Hey there, fellow classic comic collectors. As always, I'm Scott Harris King. My hands disappeared because I'm using this virtual background. Uh, but don't worry, even though it looks like I've been lined up against a brick wall, this wall is completely fake. And instead, we're here to talk about the Crimebusters #7. It's my new comic book, and it's currently live on Kickstarter, but only for the next 58 minutes. That's because today is the last day for the Crimebusters #7, so we're doing our usual closeout bash. I don't usually have the disappearing limbs. I guess I'm like Phantom Limb, the guy from the Venture Brothers. But we're very excited. We're bringing another successful Kickstarter to a close. So I'm going to go over how the Kickstarter's gone. I'm going to talk about the comic. I'm going to show the Kickstarter page. I'm going to answer your questions. And grand old time is going to be had by everybody involved. So why don't we start by looking at the Kickstarter page itself. Here we go. Bob's your uncle. There it is. Let me see. Okay. As you can see here, we've got 57 minutes to go. We're currently at 96 backers. And we're at $2,119. So first of all, I want to thank everybody for your support. Thanks to everybody who's backed. It's a difficult time for everybody. It's a difficult time to be making comics, but it's particularly a difficult time to be asking people for money, given the state of things. It's a stressful time. Everybody's got money concerns. So I really appreciate everybody that has trusted me with this and has decided to use some of that hard-earned money to support my comics and to support the Crimebusters. I really appreciate it very much. I never take that for granted. And with 96 backers, I'm really happy that there are that many people that want to read the next installment of the story. So thank you all very much. As I mentioned, it has been a very difficult campaign for me. Let me just come back to myself here for a second. It's been a challenging campaign for me. I injured my back just before the campaign was launching. I've been struggling with everything since then. Just started rehab, physical therapy on my back, hopefully slowly getting better, but it's just difficult. I also developed, you can't see my hands. There's one there temporarily. But the way they look there is basically how they've been feeling. I also developed tendonitis in both of my hands and wrists at the same time. All of this just before the campaign launched. So the upshot is I haven't been able to do any promotion pretty much on the campaign. Sent out my mailing lists. I've sent out links to previous backers. That's basically it. Normally I do a bunch of other stuff, a bunch of like podcasts and live streams and all this stuff, and posting on all different social media and Reddit and everything to get the word out. But I haven't been able to do any of that. You can clearly see the results of that. Last issue, Crimebusters #6, had 142 backers and finished at $4,300. So we've only got 2/3 as many backers this time and less than half the money. So in that sense, it's a sort of a little bit of a backward step, and it's a little disappointing. But again, I'm so grateful for everyone that is backed, and my disappointment is basically just in the circumstances that I didn't have my usual ability to sort of let people know. That's the hardest thing. There's lots of people that have supported the comic in the past, and there's lots of people that I know would like the comic, but getting the word out in today's environment when everyone's being slammed with so much stuff on social media and so many emails, whatever, just letting people know that it's even happening can be really difficult. So that's the disappointment for me, is that I wasn't able to do a better job getting the word out to everyone that I know would really like the comic. But for those who have heard about it, the support's been great, and I'm really excited to get the story out. It's been a long time coming. As we talked about before, there were some challenges in the creation of the comic. My artist Mac had some kind of personal emergency. I don't know exactly what happened, but he basically just suddenly dropped out of the project, and with no communication at all. And so I had to eventually get a new artist. Luckily, I think it's actually going to work out creatively, because I don't want to give any spoilers, but because of what the story is about and the way the story is being told in this issue, I was able to find a really cool way to incorporate the change in art style with the new artist who came in, a guy by the name of Leo. And yeah, so I was very happy, actually. It was a very it was an accident, but it turned out to be kind of a happy accident from a creative standpoint, because it allowed me to make a couple tweaks in the story to where it really sort of actually adds to the storytelling. So so that ends up working out, but it's, it's unfortunate. It did cause quite a delay of several months during that process, where I was trying to get a hold of Mac, and then having to arrange for new artists. So I was hoping to have this out back in October. So obviously, as you can see, it's several months late from my internal calendar. But I'm really excited that we're more than on schedule to get this out on time once the campaign ends. As you can see, we have a smaller goal than usual this time. I just set the goal at 500 because I really wanted to just everyone to read the story. I didn't want to be a nail biter to come down to the last minutes for funding, and I didn't want to be in the position that I've found myself in a lot, of coming down to the wire and having to ask people for support to hit the goal. I thought it'd be more relaxing for everyone if we just set a lower goal, get the book out there. I thought that I was actually going to have the book 100% done before the end of the campaign. But again, with the health issues, I kind of got stuck there, because I was actually quite a bit ahead of usual in terms of producing the book. So it's mostly like it's very close to being done. There's not that much left to do. So at this point, I'm hoping I can start getting back to things in a little bit. My goal now is to try and get the book finished by the time I get the money from Kickstarter to pay for the printing. That's going to be about 2.5 weeks. We got a holiday in the middle of that that's slowing it down. Plus, because we're ending on a Friday, it carries over. So it's going to be, let me just take a look at the calendar. We're looking at probably going to be the beginning of June before I get the money. So I'm hoping in the next 2.5, 3 weeks to finish the comic. Once it's done, I'll be sending it right to the printers. I've got a couple different printers I'm working with. I'll send it to those printers, send out the digital copies. And then after that, it'll be time for the next comic, which is quest number 5. But we're all on track for everything. This is my 18th campaign now. And again, I'm really grateful and thankful to everybody who has supported me in these campaigns. All 18 have funded, and all 17 previous campaigns have been fulfilled on time, and I expect this to be fulfilled on time as well. So just in general, again, really grateful for everybody. Now, let's look a little. I'll just go real quick through the campaign. I think most people at this point have seen this. I went over all this when we had the live stream for the launch party, but just in case you missed it and you're new to this Crimebusters thing and you're wondering, gosh, what is this? This looks like the coolest thing of all time. Well, you're right, of course. But here's what it is. It's basically the Crimebusters number 7. As you can see, we have this tremendous cover here that I was just so excited to get this cover. The artist is Manuel Bracchi, and he's done a couple other covers for me that'll be coming out after this, and I just love his art style. It's like a perfect blend of like Archie, but also like a Bruce Timm sort of cartoon style, and it's just great for the feel of the Crimebusters. You can see here they're battling Dracula, and a version of this does take place in the story. They do encounter Dracula. There is a confrontation. This is a little symbolic. It's not going to play out exactly like this, but just absolutely loved his art, and I'm hoping in the future that I'll be able to work more with Manuel because it's so great. Basically, this story, every issue is 36 pages, basically full color, so you're getting your money's worth and your time's worth in terms of the comic. And each issue is a self-contained story, but we do have an ongoing storyline in the background. So while you can read this on its own, if you have read the previous issues, you will get a little bit more out of it because in the last couple issues, we've had our characters investigating Richard Upton Pickman, who's a character originally from the Lovecraft stories, who is a cursed artist. And so in this issue, they're continuing that investigation, and they follow him to South America, where they run into Dracula. Here's Mac's cover. As you can see, this is a Kickstarter exclusive cover. So this Choose Your Own Adventure homage here, which I'm really excited for. This is only going to be available on Kickstarter. So if you want this cover, I'm not going to have this at conventions. I'm not going to be selling this on my website. It's only available through Kickstarter. Here's some preview pages. I have a couple pages with Dracula, where you see some flashbacks with the Dracula. But we also have I didn't want to spoil anything because those pages kind of give some stuff away. But we also have here the first 7 pages of the comic. So you can really dig into the story and everything. And I had a lot of fun with this. We have a lot of stuff about comics in here. It starts off with the characters going through an archive of old comics from the 50s, since this takes place in the 1950s. Takes off from there. And then, for new readers, we have catch-up bundles, digital and physical, where you can get the whole story to date. Again, 36 pages per issue. So we're up to issue 7. And so basically like over 300 pages now of Crimebusters action. You can get the trade. You can get issue 6 and 7. Or if you want to catch up on everything I've done, you can get the complete Crimebuster Comics library, which have all my issues of Quest, Cthulhu vs. Uncle Sam, Geek Love. We have a bunch of other cool variant covers here. Martha Schwartz has done over a dozen successful Kickstarter campaigns with her series, Aliens West and the Seed Seekers. And she did this cool cover that's designed to look like the Nancy Drew book covers. So that's really cool. We do a Nancy Drew book cover homage every issue with a new guest artist every issue. So I was excited for her, for Martha's contribution there. And then we also do a Boy Comics variant, which is paying tribute to the character Crimebusters Golden Age series, Boy Comics, that he originally appeared in. I'm starting to do a transition since the stories are now taking place in 1957. I'm starting to transition the style of the cover design to more of a Silver Age feel as opposed to Golden Age. So I'm really enjoying doing that. And then we also have Len M. was one of the artists who previously did one of the variant covers for the Trixie Mysteries, Nancy Drew homage, and everyone loved her work, including me. So I brought her back for this special anniversary cover. Portrait of Trixie, and I love the way it came out. So I'm really excited. As always, I'm excited to add this to my own collection. And this is the first time I've done a Virgin variant. I just love the artwork from Manuel so much that I decided I had to do that. So this is a special Virgin variant where I'm only going to print 25 copies maximum. And I wanted to have it without the trade dress because the art's just so good. I wanted people to be able to really see the whole thing. And people have really liked that. And then I just, have the various rewards here. There's all sorts of cool add-ons. You can get sketch cards, which I'll hand draw characters for you on a trading card. I have the set of all the trading cards. I forgot to change this graphic. It says there's 24 trading cards. There's actually 28. So if you like trading cards, you get a set of 28 Crimebuster Comics trading cards. You can still get last issue's anniversary cover with a portrait of Chuck. We've got a bunch of cool stuff here. The fan club membership kit. I was doing a thing where you can be drawn into issue 8. We've done that previously. There's a couple people that a couple of my backers are in issue 7. And we have a thing similarly if you want to be in next issue 8. So on. So really, really excited to get this out. I love doing Crimebusters. It is sort of my flagship book. So really excited for that. And it's been a long sort of journey to get to issue 7. Now it's been almost 7 years since I started working on issue 1. It's been 6 years now since the Kickstarter of issue 1. And it's just every time I'm able to get another issue Crimebusters out, I'm just really excited about it. Let me go back to the main screen here. Just want to do a couple things real quick. If anyone has any questions about anything, I really appreciate anyone watching this, whether you're watching it live or whether you're watching it on a delay, watching the rerun of this live stream. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, if you're here live, please put them in the chat. If you're watching this later, you can put them in the comments down below. And I'm always happy to talk not just about this comic or the comics I'm making, but really anything that you're interested in. Always happy to sort of talk about anything with anybody. So it looks like we got another backer here. So let me just get out of the screen I was on so I can take a look at that and see how we're doing here. It's 41 minutes left in the campaign. And here we go. There we are. Whoops. No, hold on. I don't want to show people that. That's my private dashboard. We want to save the secrets. That gives everything away. So let's pop this back up here and show the screen again. And here we are. We're at, I've got another backer. I think it was my father-in-law. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it very much. I was just going through yesterday, making a spreadsheet of all the 9 Crimebuster campaigns that I've done. And I'm like a master spreadsheet with all the people that have backed any of them. And I really appreciate the support of my father-in-law, one of, I think, 6 people that have backed all 9 of the campaigns that I've done. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it very much. If anyone's watching this, that's one of the OGs from issue 1 and has backed the whole series, I am working on a special reward for you, but I don't know if I'll have it ready in time when this goes out. But at some point, I wanted to do that because there are a few people that have consistently backed every campaign for me, and I really appreciate it very much. So I'm working on it's nothing big, so don't get too excited. But here we are, $2,169. We're at 97 backers with 38 minutes to go. I'm really hoping we don't usually have a lot of activity in the last hour, particularly in the last 38 minutes. So not expecting anything else. If anything, sometimes we have people that drop their pledges in the last hour. But I would really love to get that backer count from 97 up to 100. It would just really be nice to hit that 100 number. So we'll see how it goes. I have, a couple hours ago, I sent out sort of my last messages to previous backers and reached out individually to a lot of my sort of longtime backers that hadn't yet picked this up, just to let them know it's here. Because again, there's so much spam and there's so much noise out there that a lot of people just don't see these messages and don't even know that it's happening. So I did send like one last batch of heads up to people that usually back my campaigns, just to let them know that it's out there in case they didn't see it. So who knows? Maybe some of those people will trickle in here over the next 37 minutes. So I'm just going to pull this back out here real quick. Take a little bit of a drink. If you're playing along at home, feel free to take a drink yourself here. It's just water for me, but drink whatever you'd like. And again, if anyone has any questions about this or about anything else, please just let me know, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Let me pop this back on here because it's more interesting than looking at me. But we do have, 37 minutes left. So I'll talk a little bit about what's going to be going on in the future. Now, when I started working with Mac back in issue 5, one of the big reasons that I started working with him, because, of course, if you've been reading Crimebusters for a while, you know that I drew the first 4 issues myself. And I felt like it was just going so slowly that I wanted to bring on someone who's faster so I could get out issues of Crimebusters faster. That has not happened. Even though it seemed originally like we were going to be able to get a couple issues out a year because he was able to draw quickly, other life events and responsibilities that cropped up for him meant that he couldn't draw as often as he needed to actually bring out the issues faster. So it turns out that they've been coming out just as slow or even slower with another artist as they were coming out when I was drawing it myself. So all of this is to say that starting with issue 8, the next issue, I'm going to go back to drawing it myself. So it's going to be a little while. I have begun work on issue 8. I had already been planning on coming back with issue 9, so I've actually got a couple pages of issue 9 already drawn. But with issue 8, I'm working on the cover right now. I've got the story mostly laid out in terms of plotted out, but I'm starting to do like page layouts. So again, once I'm back health-wise and able to work more, I'm going to be starting to dive in to do the drawing for issue 8 of Crimebusters. I'm really excited. I think my art is it's definitely evolved since I last drew issue 4. I think it's better. Hopefully my storytelling will be better. I'm excited to get back to doing it myself because as much as I've enjoyed working with Mac and with Leo and the other artists who've been working on Crimebusters these last 3 issues, it's not quite the same. I'm able to tell the story more sort of true to my vision when I'm drawing myself. There's times when I get frustrated that I don't think my art skills are high enough to deliver what I have in my head, but it's still a little bit easier than trying to explain to an artist the vision that I have in my head and hope that they come up with it. So I'd rather sort of do it myself. It's more of a true expression for me when I'm drawing it as well. So I'm excited to get back to drawing Crimebusters with the next issue 8. I'll definitely be drawing 8 and 9, and then we'll see where we're at. That's going to be a little while, of course, to get both of those issues out, but I'm really excited for that. And I'm hoping to, again, like Manuel Bracky's cover for this issue is so great. I'm going to approach him at some point about doing a variant cover for issue 8. And there's a couple other people I'm looking at. So hopefully we'll have some really cool covers for issue 8. Issue 8 will sort of be wrapping up this little arc within an arc about Richard Upton Pickman as well. So again, each of these issues has their own beginning, middle, and end story that's self-contained. But this little arc that kind of started in issue 5 and has been running through 6 and 7 will be wrapping up things with him in issue 8. So looking forward to that. It should be a lot of fun. Let me just pull this back out here for a second. And hold on. There I am. Here I am back in front of the brick wall. I guess I can also show you the other stuff coming. I mentioned quest number 5. Now, quest 5 is going to be the next thing that comes out. I'm hoping to launch by the end of June, as I mentioned earlier. So why don't we just take a look at take a look at that pre-launch page, because the pre-launch page for quest number 5 is already up. And here is the pre-launch page for quest number 5. Really excited for this. We've got a lot of stuff going on with Quest, a lot of stuff planned for Quest. So this is a perfect time to jump on board. If you missed the first 4 issues, we're going to have catch-up bundles for all 5. This is an epic fantasy series about a group of heroes in a fantasy world who are charged with an impossible quest to save their doomed world. There's already been a lot of twists and turns. But issue 5 is mostly done art-wise. I need to finish the shading on the colors. But other than that, the art's done. So I just need to finish that and then do the lettering, and issue 5 will be done. I'm also excited to say that issue 6 is partially drawn, and issue 7 is actually already completely drawn. And I'm also going to be doing a quest number 0, which is going to be a new sort of prologue to the series. And my artist, Rock Alves, is currently working on issue 0. So there's a lot of quests coming out after issue 5. I'm hoping to have issue 6 out at the end of the fall. We'll see. It'll probably be October if it is, or even November if it does come out this year. But I'm hoping to get issue 6 out before the end of the year. And then next year we'll have put out issue 0. We'll have the trade that collects issues 0 through 6. And then we'll also hopefully be able to get out issue 7 at the end of next year, and start the second sort of big arc with Quest. So we've got a lot of stuff coming. Most of that artwork is already done. Some of it still needs to be colored, but like we're really have a lot of stuff coming in the pipeline with Quest, which is really exciting. And also the fact that all of that we're so far ahead on Quest means that I'll have a lot of time where I can be drawing Crimebusters and sort of be putting out those Kickstarters while I'm drawing, using my creative time to draw Crimebusters, because Quest is so far ahead. So I'm really excited for all of that. I'll just show you some of the covers real quick. This is an artist by the name of Yara Chan, who did this awesome stained glass window cover of our main character Vess. It just looks so cool. I'm going to be doing a metal version of this, which I think is going to look really awesome. All the whites and all the different sort of glow effects are just going to look so cool with the metal covers that we do for the Quest. Here's the first 4 issues. Well, there'll of course be a catch-up bundle where you can get all 5 issues of Quest, so you can catch up on the whole story so far. And like I said, we have so much cool stuff coming down the road. It's great perfect time to jump in now. Every issue we do these D&D modules covers. So the covers are homages to classic D&D modules from back in the 80s. And then inside, in addition to the comic, we have this special edition actually has bonus pages, which is RPG material. So you can play through the story from the comic in your home game. So I always enjoy doing that. My friend and DM Matt Timmons helps me with that. Here's some sample pages. This is one of the module from issue 1, and there's class rules so you can that show how the classes work in this world, stuff like that. We actually just started a D&D campaign that Matt is running where we use Old School Essentials, but it's a D&D emulator where we're playing through these modules and using these new classes. So we're play testing everything. So it's a lot of fun. Here's one of the variant covers. If you prefer the classic Endless Quest books from TSR from the 80s, it takes the regular artwork and puts it in a sort of book cover form. I also do a classic throwback cover with a Bronze Age feel. This is an artist by the name of Eiler Azusano, who did the throwback cover for issue 4. And here he is with this cool cover for issue 5 for the throwback. Here's the anniversary cover with Vest. This is Samir Samau doing this. So really a lot of exciting stuff here. You can see we've got 81 followers so far. I'm hoping to get that up closer to 125 before we launch at the end of June, but we'll see how it goes. So that's whoops, keep going to a black screen. That's some of the stuff we have going on with Quest. Again, the pre-launch for Quest 5 is currently live. You can go to questcomicbook.com. I think I forgot to put that in the I'll try and update the description field down below so you can just click on the link. But if you go to questcomicbook.com, you can follow that. So that's really exciting. Like I said, I've basically got once issue 6 is finished and it's partly drawn already, we'll have issues 5, 6, 7 and 0 already, and we're gonna have the trade. So we've got like 5 campaigns basically lined up for Quest. So a couple years we've already got a whole roadmap for that. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming with that. I'm really excited for the story. I'm plotted out issue 8 already. So I'm in no rush on that, but really excited to get that out. Before we go on to the next thing, again, feel free to any questions, comments, or anything. I can see there's a number of people watching, but I haven't seen any comments. If you have any questions about anything, you want to say anything, please let me know, particularly because I'm just yammering away here. I got 25 minutes left, and I'm running out of things to say. So if you have something you want me to talk about, please feel free to ask any questions. But let's go back. We got another backer here. So let's take a quick look at the campaign here, and you can see we have 25 minutes left, and we are up to 98 backers. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Appreciate every one of you. Means a lot to me, and it would be great if we could get to 100 backers just to hit that magic 100 milestone. But I'm very happy with just being able to share this story with 98 of you. It's just really great. So thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Let me just I see we have more people coming in. Thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. I know it's a busy Friday night. Everyone's got things they could be doing. So I appreciate that you're spending your time with me here, counting down the last 24 minutes of my campaign for Crimebusters number 7. I love making the comics. It's a lot of work. But when we get to this point and the comic becomes a reality and I can share the stories with you and get that comic in hand, it makes it all worth it. So thanks so much for everybody's support. Now, these days I've got 3 ongoing series. So Crimebusters number 7, obviously we've got only 20 minutes or so left for this issue. As I mentioned, Quest number 5 will be coming out at the end of June. Hopefully, if everything goes right, we'll be bringing that out at the end of June. But we've got a 3rd series that I know some of you are big fans of that are also in the works. So let me just quickly show you that. Actually, before I get to that, we got a comment here. Shrews Clues Comics says it's super exciting to hear about the mapping for quests. Such a great run. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your support. I love doing quests. I love fantasy comics. I love fantasy stories. And yeah, it's been really great. I was going to originally draw issue 6 of Quest myself. So this would be a first time I'm drawing that sort of style. But I had to stop after not very much because, as I mentioned, I hurt my hands and my back. So luckily Rock Alves was available and he's come in. He's you may remember he did issues 2 and 3, that really cool artwork that he did there. He's so great at action sequences. So Rock is finishing issue 6. Rock has already drawn all of issue 7, and he's currently working on issue 0, which is the new prologue. So we're going to see a lot of really cool artwork from Rock. And I really appreciate him coming in and being able to help me out at a time where I'm not able to sort of do the drawing myself. At some point, again, after issue 6 and 0 are out, we're going to do a trade collection. Part of the reason I'm going to be publishing issue 0 separately is because I don't want people to have to buy the trade if they don't want to. People that have already bought all 6 of the, or whatever, of the individual issues, I don't want them to have to buy the trade if they don't want to get the new preface. So I'm going to be publishing the preface as just a little like 12-page issue 0. And it's going to be cheaper than the regular issues, just so people that have been supporting it can get it as cheaply as possible. Because I want to share the story first and foremost. But once we have those done, and we're going to collect it in a trade. And one thing that I would love to do, but I don't know yet, I've never done this, so I don't know for sure how it would work, is for the RPG editions, I really want to do a slightly oversized hardcover edition that's the size of a player's handbook or a dungeon master's guide, and do a hardcover that has the comic and all the RPG pages in it. But we'll see. I've never done a hardcover, so I don't actually know how to do that in terms of publishing it, but it's something that we're looking at right now, and particularly because, my friend Matt, who has been working really hard on the Quest modules and stuff. I just talked to him today, and he was actually working on the module for Quest 5 today. And I would really love to get that hardcover, sort of like monster manual size Quest collection that has all of that, so that he can have it. So thanks so much for your support with that. I really appreciate it. Tarn Phantom, it's so great to hear from you. Thanks so much for your support, Rob. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate your support with this. I mentioned, I think before you came on, that I was doing a spreadsheet yesterday. The last few days I've spent doing this master spreadsheet for all 9 of the Crimebuster campaigns, with all the people that have backed any of them in this big spreadsheet, so I could see who had backed what and stuff like that. And I see your consistent support for everything, and I really appreciate it very much. I hope everything's going well with you. Yes, we haven't had a chance to talk, and I totally get it. I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on with almost everybody right now, myself included. So I appreciate you taking the time to be here for this, and also I appreciate your support with the Crimebusters. So thank you so much for that. And I know that you're a fan of Cthulhu versus Uncle Sam, so I was just quickly going to show the pre-launch page for Cthulhu versus Uncle Sam number 3, which is whoops, hold on. that didn't work. Let me try that again. Here it is. Technology, right? So the unfortunate thing is that the artist for the first 2 issues, Jay Piscopo, is not working with me here for issue 3. But the great thing is that Samir Samau, who has been doing these awesome anniversary covers for me, including some great anniversary covers for Cthulhu vs. Uncle Sam, is doing the interiors for this. So let me just scroll down real quick. Here's this awesome cover for issue 3. This is going to be the regular cover. And this is by Manuel Bracchi, who also did the regular cover for Crimebuster 7 that I love so much. And we really want to do this Golden Age feel. all those Golden Age covers where the hero is, strapped to a table and the evil scientist is about to do an experiment on them and someone's coming to the rescue. So I really wanted to have this Golden Age feel. This is our redesign for War Nurse, a classic Golden Age character, a nurse who has superpowers. I just redesigned her to end up looking a little bit more like the sort of Wonder Woman. I was just jumping off of the staff of Caduceus, which was the the symbol for the nurse, the army nurses during World War II, the U.S. Army nurses. And Manuel he like his art's so great. I just absolutely love it. So I love this cover that he did. And then we also have, these are Samir's covers that I mentioned. So here's Samir's anniversary covers for 1 and 2, which are so great with the portraits of Sam and Cthulhu. But he also did this here, which is the anniversary cover for issue 3 with this awesome drawing of Granny Gumshoe, which is terrific. The original art for this is going to be available because he works traditionally with pen and ink. So the original art for this cover will be available as a reward for this campaign. And Samir is halfway done with this issue. So I've got the first 12 pages from Samir. Actually, I could probably show you a couple. I haven't showed them to anybody yet, but my hope is that he'll be done sometime in the next couple months so that by the time Quest 5 is finished and off to the printer, hopefully we'll be far enough along with Cthulhu vs. Uncle Sam 3 that he'll be done with that and we'll be able to launch that. I'm hoping by September. But the pre-launch page is up now, and I'm really excited for this story here. Let me come back here. Tartan Fan says, I'll be on board for C vs. Uncle Sam number 3. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Let me see. We've got 17 minutes left, so there's plenty of time here. So let me just take 1 second to try and call up if I can figure out how some of the artwork that Samir's been doing for issue 3, because it really is really cool. It's really cool, and it's going to be really interesting to see it in full color because he does some really gritty line work. And I think pairing that with the bright Golden Age colors is going to make it really interesting. Let me see if I can show you this. Just going to be 1 second while I get technology to work. Okay, here we go. Okay, well, let's see. All right, so showing that whole thing. So let me just zoom in a little bit so you can see, like, here's Uncle Sam's got giant size. He's duking it out in the middle of this town with Cthulhu. And here's Private Joe helping some civilians to safety. Cthulhu smashing Sam through a building. So it's just like his action's great. His line work is just excellent. It's just really cool. Let me just come back here and bring up another page. Because we've got this cool, there's a flashback sequence. And Samir did something really, really cool with the flashback sequence. So let me just show you this real quick because I think you'll dig it. So this isn't the flashback sequence yet, but you can see the there's Granny's airship. Samir's detail work is really excellent. Here they are inside Granny's airship. But then when we go into the flashback, he had this idea that I thought was great, where he didn't ink it. He left it with like charcoals, so that the flashback sequence is all done in like charcoal. So you can see the difference there. And then I'm going to use the sort of more of a muted color palette to go with the charcoal look. And I just think it turned out really cool. Like, it's really cool. So, yeah, so we've got a lot going on there. I'm really excited for that story. And yeah, I think it's going to be really neat. Like I said, this issue of Cthulhu versus Uncle Sam is going to be 24 pages. The previous one was 32, but this one's going to be 24. He's got 12 of those done, so we're already halfway done with the artwork. So again, I'm hoping that he'll have that done by August or something, so we can get it out in September. So we'll see. We'll definitely we're going to have Quest 5 out, and then hopefully Cthulhu Uncle Sam number 3, and then I would love to end the year with Quest 6. But we'll have to see how it goes. But we'll definitely be getting some more campaigns. And I haven't forgotten that at some point I'm going to be doing a 100-page giant that has digitally remastered reprints of all of Granny Gumshoe's Golden Age appearances, because I did spend quite a bit of money to put together that complete run. I'm going to scan my own personal copies of all of her appearances. I'm going to digitally remaster myself. I'm going to have a 100-page giant. The only thing slowing me down is I did promise to draw new covers for all of her stories, sort of like alternate covers where she's on the cover instead of the Barker, who was the character who appeared on all the covers of all of her issues. And I just haven't had time to do that. But as soon as I can find the time to draw those covers, then I'm definitely that's definitely going to do that. I just don't know when I'm going to be able to. Here's Tartan Phantom. Yeah, it's so good. And Shrew's Clue says this is cool, super talented. Yeah, he's really good. I've actually, before I started working with Samir, I had actually read some comics from other creators on Kickstarter that he drew for. So I was really excited when he was available to do this. I've got lots of cool ideas. I would love to do an issue 4 of Cthulhu versus Uncle Sam. I have some really big plans for a series. It would be a complete change of direction for the series, but I think it would be really neat. We have to put out issue 3 first and see how it does. Because things are just getting really difficult in the crowdfunding for me on Kickstarter. So I can't really put the cart ahead of the horse in terms of Cthulhu versus Uncle Sam. If number 3 does okay, and I don't lose too much money on it, then we'll definitely do an issue 4. And at that point, I've got a storyline I want to do, which is going to be kind of similar actually to DC's Freedom Fighters, but we're going to switch from World War II into the future, where Uncle Sam is in a world where the cult of Cthulhu has taken over the world, and he's leading a resistance group against them. So, but we'll see. I can't promise that's going to happen. That's what I want to do. I've got a whole storyline in mind for that. So that's what I would like to do, starting with issue 4, but we'll see how people respond to issue 3. And then we'll see. Cause number 3 is still during World War II, and it's a story that I've wanted to tell for a couple years. I've just been figuring out the art situation. Tartan Phantom says, can't wait for that. They're talking about the 100-page giant here. I'm still missing 4 issues of the Granny Gumshoe run in National Comics. Some of them are hard to find, as you know, because we were competing a couple times for the same issues. I feel grateful that I don't have to search for them anymore. But yeah, it's just a matter of I really want to do those new covers, and I don't have the money to hire other people to do them. So I really need to do them myself. And I just haven't had the time to do that because of, things like these wrist braces. So hopefully soon. So let's go back over here and see how we're doing. We've got, just refreshing this. Whoops, where'd it go? Ooh, we've got $2,192 and we're at 99 backers. Thank you so much. We've got a couple more backers since last time. Just 8 minutes left to go. And again, I appreciate everybody's support so much. Tartan Phantom says, Scott, one of the best things about your projects is that you're very timely in working them, and I don't have to wait 9 months to a year for the product. Yeah, I mean, I try and get. I mean, the first thing is I try and get the stuff mostly done before I launch. I really thought I was going to have Crimebusters 100. This issue is Crimebusters completely done before the campaign ended. I was so far ahead on it, and then I hurt my hands. And I haven't been able to do any drawing for like 6 weeks. But it's mostly done. So like, I'm really hoping to be able to get back to it in the next couple of weeks. And, I never launched a campaign until the previous one is at least at the printer. So, one way or another, I'm going to get this Crimebuster 7 sent to the printer sometime in June. And then I'll have the digital copies out. And then, Quest 5 is once that's sent out, then we can worry about Quest 5, which is mostly done as well. So Quest 5, the line work's all done. The flats are all done. I just need to finish adding the shading, to the coloring. I basically just need to do the finished colors, which is just like one layer of shading. And then the lettering, that's all that needs to be done on Quest 5. So, I appreciate you saying this, Rob, because it's really important to me. And, not everybody on Kickstarter works like that. There's a lot of projects where they either just underestimate the amount of time it's going to take, or they have a different model where they just go ahead and put out the next issue before the first one's been, fulfilled. And I don't really like that. So, so we are getting close here. 99 backers, 6 minutes left. And Tarn Fan says, hoping for the magic 100 backers in the next few minutes. Yeah, I hope so. It would just be nice to hit that 100 number. As I mentioned earlier, last issue we had 142 backers. Issue 5 we had 121 backers. So issue 7, times are tough. It's tough right now for a lot of people. So I totally get it. It would be awesome to like keep building every issue and have this up to 150 or something. But I'm just really grateful for the 99 people that have backed. I'm grateful to be able to share the stories with 99 people. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. But more is better, because that means that I'm able to send the story out to more people, which is ultimately the goal, to get people to read it, and share the stories of people. So, hopefully people like it. And, a lot of things go in cycles, with these, campaigns as well, particularly with backers that get every issue. I have people sometimes that they'll skip an issue or two and then they'll catch up on all of them to save on shipping or whatever it is they want to do. I do that sometimes as well when I'm backing other people's comics. So, when I have issue 8 out sometime next year, hopefully, anyone who missed this issue for whatever reason will be able to come back for issue 8 and then, pick up number 7 at that time, assuming I have any left. There's a couple issues that I've sold out of. Issue 4 I'm completely sold out of, for instance. But so we got just 4 minutes left. Let me go put this full screen, because soon we're going to have the big countdown on the screen. Boom. Normally I'd be using some of this time to give shout outs to a bunch of other campaigns. And And let me see if I can do that real quick. The fact is that usually I'm doing a bunch of cross promotion with people, and I have like sending out updates all the time, and I'm like telling everybody about the different campaigns that all of my comic creator friends are doing and everything like that. The fact is that because of my health issues, I have not had a chance to do any of that. I haven't had a chance to do promotion at all. And so I haven't really had a chance to engage with the community as much as I would like. But I did want to mention real quick CL Zeno. So let me do this here. CL Zeno is someone who has supported a lot of my comics. He's a backer for Crimebusters. He does his own line of comics, and he's got a new issue coming out soon. So I wanted to mention that, and it's Drunk Mom. So Drunk Mom #2 is coming out. The pre-launch page is up for this. You can see here's the variant cover for Drunk Mom #2. And I think this is the regular, this is issue 1 cover for Drunk Mom. And I'm not sure when this is going to be launching, but CL Zeno, passionate indie creator, and he'll be having this out soon. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him because he does support all of my stuff, and I really appreciate it very much. Let's cut back to Crimebusters here. No, hold on. Let me figure out how to do that. All right, and we're inside. Oh, we got 100 backers. We hit the magic 100 backer mark. Thank you so much to whoever that last backer was and the previous 99 backers. Thanks to all 100 of you. We've got just 100 seconds left in the campaign. I will say, because of all the stuff I had going on, normally I would have set the goal at $2,500, which is basically what it's going to cost me to actually, when all is said and done, make the comic. That's what I usually do, is I set my goal at or close to what I need. This time around, I knew I wasn't going to be able to do any promotion, so I just set it for $500. And I figured, well, we'll just see how it goes. And if I don't make my money back, I don't make my money back. That's just the way it goes. But we'll have a cool comic, right? And I'll say that it was a lot less stressful because obviously, if we were $200 or $300 short of the goal with a minute left, it wouldn't be nearly as fun. So setting these low goals and just, not doing the stressful part of like running around begging everyone for the last several hours for money makes things a lot more relaxing. So we're going to be doing that again for quest number 5 at least, and we'll see how that goes. But this has been a much more relaxing campaign than a lot of my previous ones because we funded in the first day and didn't really have to worry about whether we're going to hit the goal or not. So thank you to everyone for all the support and the backing. Here we are, 5 seconds left. And we're going to end at exactly 100 backers, $2,198. There's the fireworks. So yeah, thank you so much to everybody. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everyone coming out to watch the live stream. I think we had more people watching the live stream here than any of the previous ones that I've had. We got up to 8 people watching at one point. I think that's the most I've had concurrent viewers on a live stream. Again, I appreciate it. I know it's a Friday night. You could be doing anything. So thank you all so much. Thank you again for the support. If you have backed the campaign, you'll be getting updates from me. I'll be sending out an update soon that's just like a roadmap for what's going to happen next. And that's just going to be sometime in the next couple of weeks. I'll send out the surveys. And then hopefully once I get the money, Tartan Phantom says, congrats. Have a great weekend. You too. Thanks so much for coming and for the support. I really appreciate it. And again, you'll be seeing an update from me about the campaign once I get the money from Kickstarter in 2.5 weeks. Hopefully at that point, I'll be able to send it out to the printer and everything like that. So, yeah, thanks so much. I'm going to sign off now. If you haven't seen Andor, I suggest everyone go and binge Andor because it's absolutely fantastic. So with that, thanks so much for watching and thanks so much for your support. I'll see you next time.